I'm gonna be coming with you guys with the Bible. Today's Sunday, so praise God. Every day is a day of worship. It's not just Sunday. But today we're gonna read the Book of Wisdom today, and see if we can finish it in one sitting. Okay. So where does the Book of Wisdom come from? Let's answer that question. The Book of Wisdom was written about 100 years before the coming of Christ. Its author, whose name is not known to us, was a member of the Jewish community at Alexandria in Egypt. He wrote in Greek in a style patterned on that of Hebrew verse. At times he speaks in the person of Solomon, placing his teachings on the lips of the wise king of Hebrew tradition in order to emphasize their value. His profound knowledge of the earlier Old Testament writing is reflected in almost every line of the book, and marks him, like Ben Sira, as an outstanding representative of religious devotion and learning among the sages of apostolic Judaism. The primary purpose of the sacred author was the edification of his co-reconoctness. The primary purpose of the sacred author was edification of his co-religionists in the time where they had experienced suffering and oppression, in part at least the hands of an apostate fellow Jews. To convey his message, he made use of the most popular religious themes for his time, namely the splendor and worth of divine wisdom, the glorious events of Exodus, God's mercy, the folly of idolatry, and the manner in which God's justice is vindicated in rewarding our punishment in the individual soul. The first 10 chapters, especially from a perception for the full teachings of Christ and his church. Many passages from the section of the book, notably 3:1-8, are used by the church in her liturgy. The principal divisions of the Book of Wisdom are the reward of justice, the praise of wisdom by Solomon, special providence of God during the Exodus, with the discretions on God's mercy, and the folly of shameful idolatry. And so I'm seeing that I think Solomon has a he speaks about Solomon, and what his biggest error is that he committed idolatry. He had way too many wives. This man, bro, he did not care. If he was the man of your dreams, you was not of his dreams, most definitely. He had plenty of women. And so it led to him trying to merge the countries together, which led to a lot of confusing politics, and that just led to the destruction of God's kingdom. And I'm getting off a little off topic, but later you go to Hosea, and this is where God, he makes it known that this was Israel. This was Israel. This how Israel was. Israel is like an unfaithful wife. Israel, and I don't know why he made Hosea go through it. So I feel for my boy Hosea, because he had to deal with the unfaithful wife, and he has to deal with it. Just I'm gonna have to pay for it back and pay you back. And it's like the same thing what God is doing with us when we commit idolatry, when we fall into things that we know we should not be into. So we're gonna read the Book of Wisdom. So it start off the reward of justice, chapter 1. The exaltation to justice, the key to life. Love justice, you who judge the earth, and think of the Lord in goodness, and seek him in integrity of heart. But he is found by those who test him not, and he manifests himself to those who do not disbelieve him. For preserved counsels separate a man from God, and his power put to the proof rebukes the fool-heartedly. Because into a soul that plots evil wisdom enters not, nor dwells she in a body of the debt of sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline flees deceit and withdraws from her senseless counsel. And when injustice occurs, it is rebuked, for wisdom is kindly spirit, yet she acquires not the blasphemy of guilty lips, because of God is the witness of his inmost self, and the sure observer of his heart, and the listener to his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord fills the world, is all embracing, and knows what man says. Therefore, no one who utters wicked things can go unnoticed, nor will chastising condemnation pass him by. For the devices of the wicked man shall be scrutinized, and the sound of his words shall reach the Lord. For the chastisement of his transgression, because a jealous ear hearkens to everything. And discordant grumbles are no secret. Therefore guard against profitless grumbling, and from calumny withhold your tongue. For a stealthy utterance does not go unpunished, and lying mouth slays the soul. Court not death by your erring way of life, nor draw to yourself destruction by the work of your hands. Because God did not make death, nor does he rejoice in the destruction of living. For he has fashioned all things that they might have being, and the creations of the world are wholesome. There is not a destructive drug among them, nor any domain of the netherworld on earth, for justice is undying. The wicked reject immortality and justice alike. It was the wicked who with hands and words invited death, considered it a friend, and paid it for, and made a covenant with it, because they deserved to be in its possession. So, bro, I have something very deep. Like, what's going on right now, bro? I'm being tested. Like, honestly, I am truly being tested. Like, this chapter I really need to read, because I feel like the things that people say underneath their breath, the things that people say behind closed doors, it won't be heard. And I think that justice won't come to them. But justice will come, and this is what God is telling me. Have faith. But man, only way I truly can come to God, I be like, God, man, just, and like, even after reading this, it said the wicked man asks for death. And I'm like, God, if I am wicked, please get rid of me, because I don't like, I mean, like, it's better to just be gone and then to sin more, you know. And I'm just thinking like that. But I know that's not how God wants me to think. That's not how he wants me to think. He knows that I have more to do on this earth. So, but my heart, bro, it constantly feels like it's being tugged at, it's being pulled at. It's like a fire in it. It's like, I don't know if it's heart problems, if it's something that, but I fear it's most definitely connected to being something spiritual. Because when I start listening to the bullshit that people start to give me, that's when my heart start to fuck up, and that's when I start to fucking fall, like, seriously, because I didn't have faith in myself nor in God. And so yeah, man, and it's just a lot. It's a lot that really is going on in my environment. And so giving a testimony about the wickedness that happened and take place is because of immaturity and ignorance. I'll be honest, it's people that are immature and ignorant. Like, what I'm dealing with is real immaturity. It's like dealing with children who are grown and they want to play the grown role when it only benefits them. When it's time to be responsible, and this is what you know it's talking about. Because when you are immature, you are giving yourself death. You know, it's the same thing with me, bro. Because I am not perfect. You know, I'm still learning. So even if I'm still masturbating, I'm still smoking, I'm still looking towards other things besides God. That's what I'm doing. I'm being an idolater, what this thing is talking about. Because I don't say, hey God, when I go smoke up or you know do the deed, I don't go to God and I be like, hey God, can you take this urge away from me? You know what? I honestly start self-internalizing, like, I need to solve this problem on my own without actually going to God. And that is where I really befall at, because I remember it was a time where I was not addicted to anything. I was still, you know, a masturbator, but, you know, I feel like you just going, hey man, in this world right now, it's okay to, like, I'm gonna have to it's okay to masturbate. It's okay to, because it's better than having a child. It's better than having a bullshit relationship, and it's better than, but don't do it too much, you know. Like we read yesterday in Sirach, moderation. Have moderation for everything. So if you sitting there constantly Yeah, bro. I know about that. I've been there. I'm still trying to break free from those chains. So I'm reading this and it's hitting me also, and I want you guys to know that. You know, like when I'm reading this, that I'm not like, you know, everything's all holy for me. I'm reading and I'm like, man, I'm just speaking death over myself. Why am I speaking death over myself? You know, even like with this woman, bro, like I be like, man, God, I just met this woman. She's like the one for me. She's the one for my dreams. But if she had a baby, bro, kill me. Seriously, I don't even want to deal with this shit no more. Like, and that's how I feel, bro. It's like I just don't even want to deal with this shit no more. I don't care, bro. These niggas, they gonna be good without me, and that's how I feel. They gonna be good, bro. You know, they don't respect what I got going on right now. So it's like they gonna be good without me, and I know that's not the proper way of thinking. That's just the devil trying to get inside your head. You know, he'll make it all, dress it all up, make it seem all okay for you to be gone. Reality, God wants you for life. You know, you're constantly living. So the moment that you accept death, the moment you accept that you're spiritually dead, God's still gonna work with you. I'm gonna be honest. You know, that He's still working with me. That's why I'm up here right now reading the book of wisdom and on fire for my God, because He is the truth. He is the one and only God. And so, on the other hand, I can see how sad and depressed I can be if I'm focusing on all this grief and stuff I gave myself. But I have to apologize to myself sometimes. Like, Jalen, I'm sorry for, man, being not trying to treat you the best. I'm sorry for the inner me. I'm not trying to treat you the best, bro, because we both know that this is not for us. We both know that a situation could have been better. You know, they can communicate better. And so why are you sitting here trying to deal with these people because your heart, you know? And so you have to forgive yourself for like, you have to forgive yourself when you go through these things, because, you know, you end up not trusting yourself, and that leads to not trusting nobody, you know? So yeah, man, trust issues, bro, that's a big thing. It's a big thing for a lot of people, especially a lot of adulterers out here, a lot of cheaters out here. But let's get to chapter 2 of wisdom. So chapter 2, they who said among themselves, thinking not aright, brief and troubleless is our lifetime, neither is there any remedy for man dying, nor is anyone known to have come back from the netherworld. For haphazard we were born, and hereafter we will be brought as though we had not been. But the breath in our nostrils is a smoke, and reason is a spark at the beating of our hearts. And when this is a quench, our body will be ashes, and our spirit will be poured abroad like the unresting air. Even our name will be forgotten in time, and no one will recall our deeds. So our life will pass away like the traces of a cloud, and we will be dispersed like a mist, pursued by the sun rays, and overpowered by its heat. For our lifetime is the passing of a shadow, and our dying cannot be deferred, because it is fixed with a seal, and no one can return. Come, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are real, and use the freshness of creation and avidly. Let us have our fill of costly wine and perfumes, and let no springtime blossom pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds, and they are withered. Let no meadow be free from our wantonness. Everywhere let us leave tokens for our rejoicing. For this our point is, and this is our lot. Let us oppress the needy. Let us oppress the needy, Let us oppress the needy, just man. Let us neither spare the widow, nor revere the old man for his hair grown white with time. But let our strength be our norm of justice, for weakness prove itself useless. Let us best the just one, because he is the obnoxious to us. He sets himself against our doings, reproaches us for transgressions of the law, and changes with violations of training. He professes to have knowledge of God and styles himself as the child of the Lord. To us he is the insurer of our thoughts, merely to see him as a hardship for us. But his life is not like others' men, and different are his ways. He judges us debased. He holds aloof from our paths as from things impure. He calls the blessed the destiny of the just, and the boast of God is his father. Let us see whether his words be true. Let us find out what will happen to him. For it is the just one to be the Son of God. He will defend him and deliver him from the hand of his foe. With revealment and torture, let us put him to the test, that we may have proof of his gentleness and try his patience. Let us condemn him to a shameful death, for according to his own words, God will take care of him. These were the thoughts by the erred, for their wickedness blinded them. And they knew not of the hidden counsel of God, neither did they count of recompense of holiness, nor discern the innocent souls. Reward for God for a man to be imperished. The image of his own nature he made him. By the envy of the devil, death entered the world, and they who are in the possession experienced it. So man, I'm like right now, bro, I'm thinking I made a big error, bro. I hate it, because I don't know what I was doing, bro. But when I said that, because somebody had told me a story that since their son died, they had blamed God for their son passing. And so when I came to speak to this person, I said, yeah, it is God's fault. And that's an error, because it's not. Bro, but that's so deep, because I can say that it's not God's fault, but I can say everything is God's fault, because God has made creation to be creation. And so man, you know what? I'm just have to apologize, and I'm have to tell him the other side of what I think, because I don't know if I'm double-minded, but I just like to think a lot. I like to think of the other opposition of this thought, And so I'm not really trying to paint this picture in his mind that, God is being the devil. He wants to see you fall. He's testing you right now, and he don't really care about your feelings. He don't care about none what you got going on. And actually, that's the truth. It's crazy. He really don't care about your feelings. He don't care about none what you got going on. It's his will, And it's like, but his will is for your best, and that is something that we have to truly understand, because it will sound like an abusive relationship. It will sound like a controlling relationship with God, and I kind of realized that when people are coming to this, it seems so controlling. But it's probably the most freeing thing you can have. It's what God is telling you to follow these instructions. And if we don't follow these instructions, you're going to receive a lashing on your behalf because you didn't listen. It's like God said, just don't do that, And it's not like he's being a dickhead father by telling you not to do that because it feels good. But he's telling you don't do that because later down the line, that pleasure is going to turn into pain. And so once that pleasure keep becoming pleasurable, it's going to turn into pain, and it's going to become a hole that you cannot fulfill, And so that's something that I am kind of struggling with. Like, even with people telling me stop smoking, stop doing this, I'm like, nah, I'm good, I'm straight, I'm Gucci. And I do believe that I'm Gucci, I'm straight. God got me. But it is times where it's like, man, my heart, man, it's like, is this God trying to tell me, okay, it's time to slow down? Is this, or what is it? What is this energy coming from? Is it coming from bad people? Am I around bad people that's trying to make my heart race? What is the reason for my heart hurting right now? And I can blame everybody for it. I truly can. I can blame everybody. I can go down to the roots. You did that. That's why I made this decision. That's why I did that. But as being a man, I have to realize that if I keep fuck being a man, being an adult, being an adult, you can't keep blaming people because you have to take responsibility for stuff that you did. And so this is where I'm at. I'm taking responsibility. Like, man, you know what? I did have my own conscience at 18, but I wasn't that intelligent. I wasn't that smart. I wasn't that aware of the world. And so I got taken advantage of, because I had it, and I still do have it. I still do got the drive and inspiration. But what I was allowing ignorance to enter my mind. I was allowing hatred to enter my mind by trying to help somebody. By simply trying to help somebody because I felt like it's a sorry situation. It's something that's not right. And this person is helping me in the process, right? So I felt like by helping, I can make the whole thing grow. Everybody's gonna be beneficial from this. But it seemed like it's just turning to a self-destructive project at this point, you know? And so honestly, I'm just trying to figure out, how do I get away with making it as the best situation as possible? Because I'm not trying to come out with with fire or anything. Bang, I'm trying to come out peacefully. And I'm trying to do this properly. Because everything that's going on is, when you're around wickedness, when you're around wicked people, wicked thoughts, it's not right. You're not evenly yoked. And so this is where God calls you to either, go out and talk to these people, go tell them about their wrongdoing, because God will call you. He don't call you to run, like Jonah. He doesn't call you to run all the time. He doesn't call you to go to the next hometown, because everybody has a different calling. So you might be like a Jonah who has to stay and preach to these people until change is going to come, because this is what God has, touched our hearts to do. But if you cannot deal with the disrespect that people are giving you, deal with the unclean spirits that people have harbored, have a solitude moment, bro. Just have some solitude. Just go find a place where you can have good solitude. Because people, like we just read, bro, people are wicked. People are thinking wicked. When you are coming and saying, I am God's son, they're going to test you. Because the folly that plays in their mind is, I'm gonna make sure that he is really who we say he is. Right? And then they're gonna do all these hurtful things to the Son of God to see who he really is. And they still might not even repent from it. Because it's like, I don't know, because I don't know. God only knows who gets saved. So, but God, he does call for everything to go back how it was. And God created everything with love. And the biggest thing in wisdom right here is learning about death. Death was not created by God. Death was from the envy of the devil. So it wasn't God's creation. So death is something to, steer very clear from, because it's not God's creation. And that's something that I was kind of getting mixed up in, because I'm so thankful for my grandmother. I really am, because her spirit is showing me things that whole parts of truth. Like, I went to told her about the yin and yang, and how you have light and you have dark that's encompassing each other, and you need both of them to define each other, right? But with life you have death, with the devil you have God, and so one thing that this new age has tried to do to us is they try to make us use duality. We try to you can operate from your dark side. Really? You can do some dirt. Really? You can clean dirt with dirt. Really? You can't just sit there and try to operate from the dark side, do things in the shadows, expect it just to be alright, bro. You can't play the enemy and not expect to receive the benefits of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I full on get that being aware of the darkness, right? That is the most important thing. Because if you are light, you have to be aware of the darkness. That's what you're here for. You're here to expand, grow, enlarge, live life eternal. So I'm gonna cut this off, and we're going to come back on chapter 3, because it's 25 minutes already.